Shalom, my friends. Shalom, my enemies. This is your old pal, Rabbi Sol, Solomon founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches. Where the heck? We just lost our guest. We just lost the guest. Hello? Irena, are you there? Well, momentarily. Just as the rabbi, as I am making my, oh, there we go. Here she comes. We lost her, now we're getting her back. We have a guest in the Daverhood. Her name is Irena Patar. And Leslie, we also have in the room waiting and listening with their audio on Leslie Hoban Blake and Vicki Quade, who are going to be playing the quiz too. Can you turn down your audio just a little bit, because I'm getting a whistle of the feedback of my voice.
Okay.
I love my voice. I don't need to hear it feeding back to me. So this gorgeous creature that we're looking at in front of us is Irena Patar. Let me tell you a little bit about Irena Patar. So this is a lady. Her family came from Georgia, and I don't mean the peanut place and the Jimmy Carter place, thank God. No, she came from the Russia kind of Georgia years ago. Created a new life. First, she was in Europe, different places. She was in Israel for a little while. We'll talk about this. And then she came all the way to New York, into the Hamptons sort of area. And she has, you know why they say that, like the Sondheim thing, you gotta have a gimmick. She's got a gimmick about alcoholism. Just kidding. She creates wines. And they're wines, whether you are single, married, or divorced. And the thing is, the label on each bottle says either single, married, or divorced. You can drink whichever one you want, but it's kind of nice. And let me give you the review of these wines that you will find on the website. These are sparkling wines from Irena Patar. It's a quote from southforker.com. And I know these motherforkers. Here we go. It's pale gold like the yawning morning sunshine, with an energetic rush of fine bubbles pushing the aromas of pear and subtle nougat to tickle you. And you had me at nougat. She has nougat in the wine here. When you taste it, it's gorgeously refreshing with notes of ginger and wine satsumas. So you don't like it, satsumi. But cracker dry with a long minerally finish. And let me tell you, I haven't had a long minerally finish since my honeymoon night. Ladies and gentlemen, won't you please welcome to the Daverhood, Irena Patar. Shalom, Irena. Hello.
Shalom. Thank you for having me.
Oh, most welcome to. Delightful to. So how is your wine business going?
Oh, it's going amazing. People are loving it. It's funny. The other day, one of the wine retail store that carries my wine, he called me up and he said somebody from Georgia, Atlanta, ordered a whole case of divorce. So somebody's very happy to be getting divorced. So it's going extremely well. Really, people's reactions are really truly moving me. And I'm so happy to see how much people are really enjoying the wine.
So what were you just looking for something to do and it came to you, or what made you think, I want to get into the wine business? Because it's not like you're Francis Ford Coppola with vineyards in your backyard out there. You're importing this from France, right, or somewhere?
France, yes.
So,
well, when I got married, my husband and I took time off from work, and my husband and we traveled to many top vineyards in France and Italy. And I developed the love of wine and developed a refined palate. And I wanted to share that with people.
What made you want to, because there's so many, from the big box stores and of course the Manischewitz that I guzzle, to the tiniest little local label, they put out 100 bottles a year and that's it, and that's all they want to do. What made you want to actually jump into it as a business, as opposed to, I like trying different kinds of wines, I'll try that one?
Well, I mean, I'm ready for the next stage of my life. My kids are going to college.
Mazel.
So, yeah, so I'm ready for the next chapter. And, I thought, how can I bring my life experience and share it with everyone? And so, I love wine, and I love meeting people. And
See,
one
this
of the
is where we're
things
different. I hate meeting people. I despise, and I run a synagogue, and I hate people. I don't want to even look at them, but, it's part of the business. Let me ask you, how old were you when you left Soviet Georgia?
I was 7.
Oh,
That was yes.
so what memories, positive or negative, do you have growing up in Georgia?
Of course, my grandparents, my family in Georgia. I have my cousins. The beautiful parks my grandfather used to bring me to. Um, the school, the uniforms,
Oh,
and it was a really vacations and a great childhood.
so what great childhood, and yet your family kind of felt they had to get the hell out of there. Why?
I think at that time things there were difficult, and my father just wanted a better quality of life for his family.
Well, wait, did they suffer any specific anti-Semitism or anything like that?
In the States,
No, no,
here,
before they left.
no,
No.
no, not that I'm aware of. No, I think he just wanted, America, and he wanted a better life for us. I think the life there was hard back then.
Well, did they have any trouble getting out?
We did, yes, we did, and a friend of my father's helped us, and it's 4 kids, my parents, and 1 luggage, and he even managed to sneak in a dog too.
Well, what was his trade? What was your father doing back in Georgia?
He was a businessman.
Oh, okay.
He
So,
was a businessman, and at that time, I think there were so many rules and regulations, and it was difficult for him.
I can
So
imagine. And was your mom working, or was she a housewife? What did she do back then?
no, she was always a housewife. She had
Nothing
4
wrong with this. I know it's a gender different world. I know it's a sex different world. But women, I'm okay. Be in the kitchen, be in the bedroom, some things that you do in the bedroom, in the kitchen, make it fun. But otherwise, it's good.
I think it depends on the individual. My mother was very happy being a housewife, and I think it depends on the individual. It's maybe career is not for everyone. Maybe their purpose is to be a housewife and give their full attention to their kids and their family.
And
And
to the husband. This is so important. She should cater to,
forget about
obey.
the husband.
Anyway, I know there's 2 women listening to this who are just sharpening their knives as we speak to come at. So let me also ask you though. You didn't go straight to America though, didn't you go to Italy first or some other places when you were a kid?
Yes, we went to Italy for a month, and we were in Israel for 3 months.
Oh, 3 months. What the hell were you doing? What? You just tourists? I thought you went to live in these places.
I think, my mother wanted to, she wanted the right place for us, so she wanted the feel. She loves Italy. She wanted that feel of Italy.
Yeah.
Israel, we were very close to settling in Israel.
Why did this
And
decision not? Why didn't you go to Eretz Israel? You were made Aliyah. Why didn't you do it?
well, we didn't get to America yet. So my mom still wanted to see America. And then when she saw America, she decided to settle in America, yes.
And did you go right to New York, or did you go to another place
We
first?
did. We went straight to Forest Hills.
Forest Hills. Yes, okay.
And my father joined the Georgian temple, and he built a great community there, and he's since then, he's become the president of the temple for already almost 2 decades.
So tell us about your memories of growing up in Forest Hills when we were 8, 9, 10, whatever years old. Because yeah.
There was a lot of bullying. My memory was.
So this is amazing. You were a Jew living in Soviet Russian-ish Georgia, and you had no trouble at all. You come to Forest Hills, New York, and suddenly anti-Semitism and bullying. Talk to me.
I didn't get that in Israel.
Oh, no.
But I did get that here.
Was it because you were foreign? What was
It was because
they latched onto?
It was because I was Russian.
And this was what era? Was this like the? It was.
I came in 81.
Oh, that's when we beat the hockey team. Yes, I remember that. But you were still the enemy. I mean, well, Russia per se.
Russia was the enemy. Yes.
So it wasn't because you were Jewish. It was they perceived you as a Russian, and Russia was an evil empire. Yeah.
It wasn't Jewish. It was Russian.
Yeah.
So my parents saw that, and they had put us in yeshiva because they thought it would be safer for us.
And was it? Or did you still get
bullied? It was. I went to all-girls school. Because most of the bullying also came from the boys more than the girls.
Right.
So my father put us to, all-girls yeshiva. So
do you have any stories of any great teachers that you had there? Any funny moments of going?
I do, the first 2 years in yeshiva was a little difficult, was challenging because I didn't speak the language. But one of the amazing things, the teacher there, is she recognized my art, the love of art. And, she really made me feel like I belong. And she saw my talent and she shared that. And she had me, even though I didn't speak English, but she made me part of the classroom. And so I couldn't participate in the play because my English wasn't good.
But did she help you do the set? Did you?
I did. So she put me in charge of the whole set. And, she gave me the credit for it at the end, made me come out, and so the audience saw who I was. It was a really nice feeling to feel like I belonged.
Isn't it just the one right teacher with the one that can motivate? I mean, this is why.
Your life.
Yeah, when I find when I'm teaching on Hebrew school, my Sunday school, and I find a student that needs a little, I take off my belt, I whip them until they're like, now I will work, because I see the potential in them, but without the belt on the tuchus, they don't, they're not motivated. And then I get them, they bleed a little bit, and then they realize, oh, I've got potential. I'm very proud of what I do in this school here. Anyway, we're talking with Irena Patar. Does everybody call you Irene accidentally, or did they realize you're Irena?
I'll give you a little background of Irena. So Irena is my birth name. And being bullied that I'm Russian, we wanted to desperately feel very Americanized. So I changed it to Irene.
Oh.
To feel more American.
Is that on your birth certificate, or your legal?
No.
Your legal name is what?
So my legal name is Irene, but I am in the process of changing it back to Irena.
Irene, but your parents.
My real birth name, yeah.
I'm sorry, I've been mispronouncing. I've been calling it Irena like the wrong like.
It is Irena. Well, it is Irena.
Well, but you prefer Irena. Like, Irena, good night. So let me ask you, Irena, in what arena did you meet your bashert?
Did I what?
Where did you meet your husband, your bashert, the man who also changed your life in a great way?
Actually, my husband was on a date with a friend of mine, and he had invited her to a birthday party, a friend's birthday party. And she didn't know anyone there, so she brought me along. And you know.
Did you kind of ease away from her during that party? And or that?
Well, I wasn't interested. And, you know, she said he's a great catch. And I still wasn't interested. And then he was very persistent. So we spoke on the phone and email for about a month. And then
How did he wear you down? What was it about him that you said, you know what? Hey,
you know what? I just felt it was awkward. You know, he was on a date with a friend of mine.
Yeah.
You know, that alone like told me a little bit of, like I thought told me a lot about his character.
Well, it's not like he asked you out during the date, or did he?
Well, he was very flirtatious, and I thought that it was very funny.
Jewish men, they got the comedy, they get the girls. Let me tell you.
I have to hand it to you. They have the comedy. You really do. I mean, it's nonstop laughter for sure.
And what does he do? Is he a businessman too, or what is his? Does he work in the?
He's a journalist, and he has a PR company.
Oh my gosh! So what kind of articles does he write as a journalist? I'm curious now.
He writes about food, travel, celebrity. You know,
I've been married. Well, you say you have grown kids in college now, so you've been married like
not in college, almost a year away from college. Yes.
Oh my God!
Almost.
So let me ask you: Are you worried about empty nest? Are you?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
This is why you started a company. So you have, oh, I want to go talk to my kid. They're not there. All right, I'll talk to the wine. Hello, divorced. Hello,
it changes when your kids are young. They're so needy of you, you know. And then as they get older, it kind of it flips. You know, you become more needy of them than them. You need them more than they need you.
Trust me, give it a couple more years, your husband will need you constantly. It's like, oh, God, can you bring new underpants? Oh, God, I can't do it. Can you tighten this? Can you get my back? Could you do it? Trust me, your husband will be as needy as your children ever were in just a couple of years. You will have...
He's already needy. You know, when I ask my husband, can you change the light bulb? You know what he tells me?
What?
Forget about it. We're sitting the dog.
Oh, that is so Jew. Oh, my God, it's really coming out. What is he Eastern European? What is his background? That's so wow.
Well, he's born in Bronx, but his background is European. I think it's Russia, I think Hungarian. He has a very mixed background.
Now, speaking of mixed, please, yes, continue.
We did the ancestry, and his DNA came back 99% Jewish and 1% Swedish.
Really? 1%?
Yes.
That's interesting. All right. So at one, there was maybe 8 ancestors ago a rape, and then that's how it happened. Had to be. Now let me ask you. You got these 3 wives. You got married, divorced, single. You're concentrating on this. Are you thinking there's pretty obvious ways to diversify, in a manner of speaking, this idea that can you have like a thing like Orthodox, Reformed, Episcopalian wine? Just pick one or mix them all up. Yeah, have you thought about this kind of expansion thing?
I think I'm gonna do one that says it's complicated. How about that?
I like it. That is very good. No, but you could use this idea really for everything from like having a baby, like normal, autistic, retarded. Open the one that the baby comes out as, and serve it at the party. I think, or no.
Maybe I can leave that to you if you're interested.
Well, I would just take bottles of Manischewitz and pour them in, because you can't really, with all due respect, you can't improve upon Manischewitz. But
at the moment, it's single, married, and divorced.
Are you also more seriously? You do a sparkling white. Yes. Is it the same wine in all 3? Just the labels are different?
Yes.
Are you going to do a red? Are you going to do a Chablis, or as I like to say, a Chablis? What?
Yes, I will. Right now, I'm in the process of resourcing a rosé.
Oh. All right.
So yes, and probably sparkling rosé as well.
And also, to be honest, I think it would be great if
And
you,
I will eventually down the road, expand to reds and whites for sure.
red and white, and do one non-alcohol wine. That's becoming very, very popular. The non-alcoholic beers are becoming popular. Make people speaking at parties and just have a wine that says, I don't drink on the label, and that would be there. Just a thought.
No, absolutely. I think that everybody, you shouldn't limit to certain people, and I think it should be an option for everyone. And I think non-alcoholic is a great option for sure.
Now, can I ask you? I know you do a very high quality, good wine. How can people buy your wine, by the way?
They can go to ambassadorwines.com. It's based in Manhattan.
Oh,
And also, if they go on my website, there's going to be a list of retail stores where to buy the wine, and they could click on that link, and that will bring them to the retail stores that are currently carrying the wine. And it's going to expand, of course.
and your website being Irena.
No, single, married, divorced.com.
.com. Single, married, divorced. No periods, no nothing in between, no slashes. Single, married, divorced.com to get Irena Patar's wines. So let me ask you though, you do a high quality wine. What in your becoming an Owenophile was the greatest, most mind blowing, taste palate exploding wine you ever tried? The one that made you think like, oh, this isn't just a beverage, or this isn't just a pleasure, an aperitif after dinner. This is.
We've had so many. It's hard to choose because we've had so many incredible wines, and especially at the winery itself. I mean, they would open some old vintages and set up its beautiful wine, and one of them opened up the year I was born, 19. I'm not going to reveal that.
Yeah, no, we had some issues talking about that on the last program with people.
It's really hard. It's so hard to say because there's so many incredible wines.
But can you really tell the difference between a wine that was bottled, a good one, not one that is turned to vinegar, but a good wine that was bottled in, say, 1971 versus a good wine from 2021?
Yes.
How? What?
But there are some wines that actually last night we went to a tasting, and it was a very young wine, but it drank like an old vintage. So it really varies. It
actually
drank like a wine. It didn't drink like a young wine, but it drank like it was maybe 5 to 7 years old.
Oh, that's old. No, but I remember drinking. You could taste Lucy and Ethel's toenails in it. From when they were stomping around on the grapes. I mean, that's how good. No, I'm kidding. Okay, we're talking with Irena Patar. I'm Rabbi Sol. Now, Irena, you are staying. You're not going to begging off like I got to do trivia. No, we don't do that shit here. Ladies and gentlemen, go to singlemarrieddivorced.com for her wines, but you stick around because the quiz is ridiculous. Stick around. Dave is coming back. You just met him briefly off the air. Dave will come back to conduct a quiz, a trivia game that we do every week called Today, Yesterday Trivia. But I thank so much Irena, and also to Vicki and Leslie for waiting in the hold here. I'm going to play a little music to dance me off. I'm going to have a couple of bottles. I think I've been married for I'm going to drink some married wine.
But I use all three in my marriage.
Well, what's the difference? I mean, if it's the same wine, why do you pick one bottle?
Well, because even though I'm married, there are times I feel single. I want a single night out with my friends. So, and then
when you're fighting with your husband, you grab the divorce bottle and you're like, I wish.
No, but there's times where like I need to recharge, right? Like it's a lot taking care of your kids, your family, your husband, your home. And there's times I want to focus on myself. So yes, I will pull out a bottle of divorce and tell him it's my time now. I need that me
He
time.
sees you with that bottle. He's like, all right, yeah,
Oh, he runs out the door.
sleeps on the couch that night. I get it. I get it. Oh my God. Anyway.
After married, it's like okay, you know what? We haven't had a night out. We need a night out together. So yeah.
Well,
So we use all three I use all three in my marriage.
every night, which, you might want to see AA about that.
I don't know about every night, but
Anyway, a delight to have Irena Patar in the Daverhood. Don't anybody go away. I'm going away. Everybody else, stay put. And here's some Jew music to get us through to the next. Oh, I'll play the same damn music because nothing else is. Come on, why won't anything else play? All right, I'll just play this again. No.
David, could we just talk to Irena?
Oh yeah, you can do that too. Why not? Okay, here, ladies and gentlemen, is Leslie Hoban Blake and Vicki Quade talking to Irena Patar. Shalom.
Hi, Irena. I'm the stupid little sign up here that you can that's been sitting there. I'm so excited because my father was from Ukraine.
oh really?
Well, yeah, but they had to escape, in the middle of the night with the Cossacks coming after them. They came to America in 1920 something. So,
Oh, wow.
I mean, my dad grew up in the Bronx, but his parents told him the stories, and his brother was 8 years older, so he remembered the trip. He remembered the whole thing. But it's so exciting to hear your story, and I'm a bubbly wine drinker, so I'm going to have to try some of this.
Oh yeah, let me know.
Well, that's the only kind I drink
wine.
anymore.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Oh, he's back. Okay.
I'm back. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. You're watching the 882nd episode of Dave's Gone By with me, Dave Lefkowitz, and our wonderful, delightful, and brand new friend of the Daverhood, Irena Patar, who is the creator of Married, Single, Divorced, or Single, Married, Divorced. Wait, now I gotta get that order right. Single, Married, Divorced wines, right? And the .com thing. And we're here with Leslie Hoban Blake, who is the co-star of the theater review TV show Two on the Aisle with Charlie Gross. And Leslie, did you start going back to the theater?
David,
What?
I'm still very much in recovery, and I'm not supposed to be in rooms with more than 10 to 15 people.
Wow.
So I'm just keeping a very low profile at the moment. Hello, Vicki. It's so nice to see you.
I'll get to Vicki. I'll get to Vicki. But Irena, excuse me. It occurs to me, Leslie is getting over a terrible case of shingles. So if you can make a bottle instead of single, if you could put an H in there and send her like a case of shingles wine, that would be absolutely perfect for her.
He's not kidding. I had a friend ask me if I wanted to go to a shingles bar. I thought that was very funny.
And we also do have Vicki Quade. Vicki is out in Chicago. She is the co-creator of Late Night Catechism. She's also the creator of Bible Bingo and Are You Smarter Than Your 8th Grade Nun, which she does weekends in Chicago at the Greenhouse Theater. How are you, Vicki?
I'm fine. Plus, I've been traveling for so much, which is why I haven't been able to be on your show. And I realized without me here, your technology is just
I know, it just went to pieces. Wait, and we need Vicki there. And Vicki, you got those. I mean, that's a photograph behind you. But you're saying Chicago weather has been. Ugh.
No, the weather's been fine until a couple days ago, and then it was crazy, snow and ice and sleet, and it was bad. It was actually bad, but this weekend's gonna melt again.
It was 60 degrees here on Thursday.
Yeah.
Well,
sorry.
No, I was driving up to Minneapolis because I did a couple performances there last weekend, and it was snow like crazy up there.
And it's weird because Maryland and the whole East Coast has like a very warm and snowless, weird winter. We're going to have a day this coming week where the high is going to be 75 degrees. Yeah. And then other days are a lot colder. But I'm like, what the heck's February?
But there is no global warming.
If this doesn't prove climate change, then there's no way to. If people don't accept the idea that this is insane, right, and this is not the way it's supposed to be.
And you know what, Leslie? What's interesting is trying to explain to people what your childhood was like. that it would be snowy, it would start snowing
Right,
in
right.
November.
We had a snow day and went to Central Park and
Right,
went
right,
sledding,
you know,
all of that. Yes,
and
right.
now
That's,
all of that's changed. I mean, the weather pattern has
Oh.
changed.
Let me
So-
ask you, Irena, from what you remember, what were winters like? I mean, you were a kid in Georgia, in Soviet Georgia, not Georgia, the place, but like, was it appreciated? We think of Russia, and we think Russia, you know.
No, I think I don't. It wasn't as cold as Russia and Georgia. Most of my memories of Georgia was really summertime. I mean, it was, yeah, but I don't remember having like very high, like, a foot of snow. I just don't recall that.
Oh, just yeah, I was just curious about that. All right,
Yeah.
let's play. Oh, sorry. I want to play the game. It's called the Today, Yesterday Trivia Quiz. It's no big deal, and it doesn't mean anything, and there's no prizes. Maybe the winner gets a bottle of winter wine.
Tell Irena that if she doesn't know an answer to a question, she can mention a type of wine.
Right. So if you don't know the answer, just mention like singledivorcemarried.com and then or singlemarrieddivorce.com and then just push what you're pushing. But otherwise, I'll read a trivia question, and it's worth 2 points to the person who answers it if they answer it correctly. If they don't, one of the other contestants has a chance to answer it instead and get those 2 points. And it's like, oh, I see a husband behind you. You know that, or it's a bear going into your fridge. Hello.
Here.
Waiting. Thank you. Thank you very much. So,
Here he comes. We're going to see him.
say hi. What's his name?
hello.
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 We can play together. He can hang. What's your name, dude?
My name is Jesse Nash.
Jesse Nash. She mentioned that you are a journalist. Where can we read your stuff?
I've been written about all over in the New York Post. I'm a regular contributor to all the columns. I've been written up in New York Magazine 3 times. I'm in the public relations side of things now.
Oh, okay. So do you rep what kind of people or businesses?
I'm a generalist. It doesn't really matter what category of
military generals, or what do you mean?
No, not a general. A generalist.
Okay, well, I have a general list of things to ask right here, but I'm still trying to figure out what.
Not a general list. I haven't had my coffee yet. Who is this guy?
We ask that all the time.
You can hear he's Jewish. You can feel the Jewishness.
I think I married him for his looks.
Oh, wait,
No.
I'm kidding. No,
Don't touch me.
no,
What bottle did she tell you about her wine?
Yes, of
Ask her
course.
which
Yeah, well,
bottle
I'm going to be
she's
taking out a
holding.
bottle of.
no, but you know what? He has the best sense of humor.
He did. That's how he won you over. I mean, she wasn't into you, dude. She felt you were creeping her out when you first had a date with another girl.
I haven't been called a dude since 1967. You're amazed I can remember that far back, huh?
Hey, can I ask Jesse a question?
Please.
Sure.
I just looked up, is this you? You were on a safari in Zambia?
Yes,
and you saw
that's
a baby elephant being
that-
attacked?
What's amazing about that? First of all, that video is being listed as one of the top 10 all-time sightings ever on any safari by National Geographic. Growing up, I had a professor, an art professor named Dan Christofeld at Grand Avenue Junior High School, who used to make us draw from old National Geographics, and now I'm in one.
Wow. Well, so what happened to the elephant?
It's still alive. We actually named him Hercules. They track him. They're still tracking him. Every once in a while, I get an email from Norman saying that that he's doing well. He's about I guess about 15 years old now. He was 8 at the time, and it's been amazing. It's a feel-good story in the sense that the lions are supposed to be like the king of the jungle, and that day that elephant really showed. If you watch, you've not seen it yet.
No.
Dave, I recommend you watch it. It's a jaw dropper.
And actually, not to, but we have a new house here that we just bought in Maryland, and we don't have a piano here yet. So when it's time, and the elephant dies. You know, if you
Oh,
just hang on.
David,
What?
David.
What?
This is like a weird dream I'm having.
It gets
You were
weird.
there, and you were there, and you were there.
But you most of all.
But who's the baby
Jesse-
elephant? But who's the baby
Jesse,
elephant?
I'm probably the baby elephant. All right, so
Jesse,
guys,
real quick, where in the Bronx did you grow up?
I grew up. I was born in Tremont Avenue area, which was before it went to hell. But I grew up in Belmore. I'm a Belmoron.
Oh, God.
I grew up in
Okay,
Hewlett,
all right.
so hello.
Oh, you in Harbor?
My-
Yeah, I know.
my-
Well.
My grandparents were on Prospect Avenue, but I don't know where that is in regard
Well, my
to anything.
grandfather is a true, American dream, because he escaped Tsar Wilhelm with his brother, and he was Jewish, and they shot him in the foot. You know how they used to do it back
Yes,
then.
yes,
And
yes.
they would try to flee, and he and his brother just kept going, and they swam across the Danube River, and they made it to freedom. And for years and years and years, I used to say to my grandfather, "Why do you have a hole in your foot?" And he would never tell me until I got much older, in my teens, before he passed. But that was it. And the crazy part is, right when he died, I met a 90-something-year-old woman at the cemetery who actually told me that he had another family and that they murdered that family
Oh,
Passover Eve in what is known as
that's
Poland.
a weird one.
Yeah.
My
it's a weird
grandparents
one.
fled the Ukraine. That's the same sort of story.
You know
My
what?
grandmother sewed all her jewelry into her skirt. My grandparents were doing very well, except they knew the Cossacks were coming nonetheless.
But you know
And
what's amazing about all these stories?
Yeah.
Stories,
yeah,
you don't realize how lucky we are to be sitting here right now doing what we're doing. In the flick of an instant, our futures could have been changed and our destinies never
Absolutely.
achieved.
Well, and
So
you-
it's a celebration. That's why Hawaiian matters so much. Single, married, divorced, about not letting, not just your
nice
Really good
comeback.
segue.
Nice
Guy.
segue.
Yeah.
Very
Good
nice
segue,
Did that
you
very
know?
well. I know David's chomping at the bit to get into
Well,
the
yeah.
game.
Also, I know I've done my share of PR, but they said you don't look Puerto Rican, so I
No, let
can't.
him do it.
Do you want to stay and play the game, Jesse? You two can play as partners, as one
Yes.
person.
We'll play as part of what kind of game?
Okay. Not that kind of game.
High
The
level.
movie, the game with my.
Irena, I see why you like him.
Here we go. So here's the deal. Irena and Jesse, I'm going to ask you, here's the first part of it. By the way, Jesse, you're like that character in the Woody Allen film who just keeps getting blurry and unblurry all the time. And it's
I
not the
love a
camera,
focus.
it's
I
you.
love a focus.
Yeah.
Deconstructing Harry.
He gets he got it. Deconstructing Harry. Okay, so kindly agree amongst yourselves, you two, a number between 1 and 6, and tell me what it is.
Can you repeat that? I was trying to fix the video.
Oh, yeah,
so-
please. Please pick a number between 1 and 6 and kindly tell me what it is.
Okay. 3.
3. Oh, I didn't bring my pen? Oh, dear.
Irena, your sound kind of went down.
So we got a 3 in there from Irena and from Jesse. Oh, thank you. I thought I brought one in. And then Vicki Quade, please.
I will do 2.
2. And then Leslie, wait, it's coming.
Wait.
Wait, I'm seeing a 6. Leslie, do I have a 6 from you?
Yes, David. Yes, that's my number. I was very gracious. I would have let you have it if you wanted it, Irena, but it's really mine.
All right. Well, so Leslie with 6, Vicki 2, Irena and Jesse with a 3. All that means is I'm going to roll a die here because we have both drinking and gambling on this episode of the show. Let me see, where the heck is my roll a die? I've lost it. This has just been my day.
David, this is not your day.
It is Irena and Jesse's day because I just rolled a 3. All it means is you guys can choose to go first, second, or third. Do you want to be first, second, or third?
First.
First. Ooh, brave. All right. And I'm
Jesse.
going to roll again and come up with a 1 and come up with a 3 again and come up with a 5 and come up. 6. Leslie, do you want to be second or third?
I will be third, thank you.
Oh,
Leslie, and then Vicki, you're
I'll
in
be
second.
second. Okay.
Right. Just means in what order the questions come. So the first question is for you, Irena and Jesse. It's a trivia question. It's a multiple choice. And by the way, if you don't get anything right in this, it's a stupid quiz. You're not really supposed to get anything right. Don't sweat it. Are you ready?
Also, explain that it's things that happen on this day.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Vicki. So this is February 18th. A lot of the trivia questions are things that happened in history on February 18th.
That's just a jumping off point. He's telling you that, and it's not really. You'll find out. You'll see.
You'll find out. So the year was 1678. Okay. And oh, my bunions. Published today is the seminal Christian dream novel, The Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan. Ironically, Bunyan wrote it in prison when he was cooling his heels for holding religious services outside the official Church of England. So, which of these is false about the Pilgrims? A, the Pilgrims were supposed to take 2 ships to the New World, but the second one leaked. B, wearing clothes that weren't either black or white was punishable by the stockade or worse. C, to fool the Indians into thinking the colony was flourishing, the Pilgrims would bury their dead at night. Or D, the Pilgrims didn't name Plymouth, Massachusetts. It was already named Plymouth. One of these, only one of these, is not true.
I'd say it's A.
You're saying it is not true that Pilgrims were supposed to take 2 ships to the New World, but the second one leaked. You're saying I made that up, that's false. Is that your final answer?
That I know is true. I studied this actually. I don't ever remember hearing that there was a leak in one of the ships. A leak wouldn't stop the ships from traveling. So I say I stick to A.
Sticking to A. Irena, you're with your husband on this? Okay, let me get my little tap. I'll use one of those. That's fine.
That won't make the sound.
Oh, I need to have my musical sting
Where is
there.
your stick?
I thought I brought in my
I didn't bring in your stick.
I didn't bring in my slappy stick.
You can try this.
I'm not gonna
You
speak to
use this, the back of this.
Okay.
This is a very well organized.
So high
production
end.
there.
So
Leslie,
high
you have
end.
no idea.
Well, I'm afraid that answer is kind of leaky. That is not the correct answer. As it happens, they were going to be, the Mayflower was supposed to be for food and provisions, and then there was another ship called the Speedwell that didn't speed so well, and they had to keep fixing it up, and it didn't go very well. So we're going to roll the die. Yeah. Hold on, where's my roll of die? Going to roll the die again and see who gets to maybe steal this 2-point question. 5, no, 1, good God, 6. Leslie, you have a shot.
Could you repeat B, C, and D now that A is out of the question, please?
Which of these is false about the Pilgrims? B, wearing clothes that weren't either black or white was punishable by the stockade or worse. C, to fool the Indians into thinking the colony was flourishing, the Pilgrims would bury their dead at night. Or D, the Pilgrims didn't name Plymouth, Massachusetts. It was already named Plymouth.
Which is false.
Which of these is false?
Well, D would sound like the obvious choice because the Indians certainly didn't name it Plymouth. I mean, I don't think they did. It doesn't sound like an Indian word, is what I'm saying. Although Manhattan doesn't sound like an Indian word either. And I think I've seen paintings of them with blue and purple costumes, but again, the paintings were done many years after the time, so it would have nothing to do with it. I'm going to say that it was not named. Oh no, I'm going to go with the black and white. I don't think they were punished for wearing other than black and white. I think by the time they got there, they were lucky to have any clothes at all.
Is that going to be your final answer, Leslie?
Yeah, for this morning it will be.
If we did this tomorrow, you change your answer. But
yeah, I would change my answer, of course.
You're going with the clothing, right? Or not?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with B.
Well, you are black and right, Leslie Hoban Blake. That is absolutely the correct answer. Turns out, and we always picture them a certain way, but the pilgrims, they wore black on the Sabbath and they wore on like really holy day, but the rest they wore very colorful and a very sometimes unconventional and eclectic clothing. We just don't think of them and the men too, not just the women.
Oh, you have wine. I'm on medication. I can't drink it.
I should be
I
on
haven't had,
medication.
I haven't had a drink since
Being
Christmas.
Jewish.
I miss
A
it
little
so much.
early.
So which did you just open? Is it married, single, married, or divorced?
We open married. We open married.
Okay.
Want to play it safe.
Have a woman on
And
medication.
being Jewish, it's not,
It could be a non-alcoholic wine.
Yeah.
being Jewish, it's not WHINE.
No, that's what I've been doing for 2 months. Yeah, that's
All right, here we go. Continuing the game. So Leslie,
You're drinking pure, what is it,
Yeah.
absinthe?
oh, this is poison. Slow acting.
Hair of the dog.
Leslie has 2 points, is in the lead, but we've just started the game, and now the next question goes directly to Vicki Quade. Vicki, it's also a multiple choice question.
All right.
Something that happened on this date, February 18th, in 1930. Oh, it's an important day for Elm Farm Ollie. What was Elm Farm Ollie and what happened? A. Elm Farm Ollie was the last comedian to play New York's Apollo Theater while it was still a burlesque house and before it became a movie theater. B. Elm Farm Ollie was the first cow ever to be flown and milked in an airplane. C. Elm Farm Ollie was a bootlegger arrested today for transporting liquor in 8 states below the Mason-Dixon line. Or D. Elm Farm Ollie is the title of a formerly lost but recently rediscovered short film comedy that Oliver Hardy made while Stan Laurel was on his honeymoon.
I have no idea. Well, what I would like to do is write down how you're saying this. L.
Elm. E-L-M. Elm.
E-L-M.
Farm.
Yes.
Ollie.
How do you spell that?
O-L-L-I-E.
Well, I'm guessing then it must be Ollie did this film while Stan was on his honeymoon. It just seems obvious, but it's probably wrong. But that's going to be my guess.
That's your guess? So Elm Farm Ollie was a formerly lost short silent film.
I have no idea.
Final answer?
Probably wrong. Of course.
Gotta get you a new xylophone.
it's another fine mess.
Yes.
You got us into.
I'm sorry I stole your line. I'm sorry.
Well, actually, it is a mess because I'm afraid that is not the correct answer. I made that. So we have a steal opportunity here. We're going to roll the die as we do, and we're going to see who might get the correct answer. Who might steal this question from Vicki? Number 3. 3 was
Irena.
Irena.
And Jesse.
Yeah.
Can we hear the answers again?
You bet. So Elm Farm Ollie on this date in 1930. What does Elm Farm Ollie represent? Was it A? Elm Farm Ollie was the last comedian to play the New York Apollo Theater while it was still a burlesque house and before it became a movie theater. B. Elm Farm Ollie was the first cow ever to be flown and milked in an airplane. Or C. Elm Farm Ollie was a bootlegger arrested today for transporting liquor in 8 states below the Mason-Dixon line.
Of course, it's a cow, I bet. It's just too ridiculous.
Now you understand the game.
Yeah, I think it was the Mason-Dixon line. He was a bootlegger.
Is that your final mutual answer?
Yes, it's definitely mutual.
All right, Jesse and Irena. So you're saying Elm Farm Ollie was a bootlegger? And of course, it's a whiny sort of question. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Well, I would drink to that if you were correct, but you're not. So, Leslie Hoban Blake,
Come on, Leslie.
Oh,
2 points.
It's a cow or
it has to be
it's
the
Okay,
cow.
I'm actually, because Ollie is a masculine name and people don't usually name cows masculine names because they're feminine. I'm gonna say that he was a burlesque comic because they did have weird names.
Rationalization, I like
My
that.
grandfather was in vaudeville, you know,
He wants
I don't
to-
remember this name from anywhere, but my grandfather was not in burlesque, so that's a big difference. I'll say he was probably a well-known burlesque comic of some kind.
So you're saying Elmar Raleigh, there was the last comedian to play the Apollo Theater.
That's what I'm gonna say. I'm sure I'm wrong because I'm so positive.
Final, but it's your final answer, yes?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Oh.
Let your guest save the cow.
it's
Well,
a cow.
this is why burlesque and Minsky closed. I've stumped the panel, ladies and gentlemen.
It was a cow.
It was the cow.
It was a cow. They bought in 1930. Put a cow in an airplane, milked it,
Okay.
and they got one of they put in cardboard things or little boxes. And Charles Lindbergh actually had a glass of milk from the cow that was milked on the plane.
All right.
So much good it did him.
It was fine for him. His kid didn't do so well. All right. Now,
Maybe,
here's the
maybe
deal.
that's what made him anti-Semitic somehow.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry.
No,
Vicky.
no. Yeah.
Is a
Now,
cow
here's-
politically correct?
We still have a close game. We've got Leslie on top with 2 points as we get to near the end of round one with one more question, which goes directly to Leslie. So, Leslie, you can build on your lead.
I appreciated the straight line, but I let it go past
Oh, I missed it. I missed the.
with me on top.
I didn't get that. It's not my morning. Anyway, Leslie, this is a different kind of question.
Oh no.
Is it 3 news in the clue? 3 clues in the news?
No, it's change one letter. You like
Oh, I
these.
like that. I don't like the other one. I like that. Okay.
Scrap that one.
So
Do
this
you guys listen to Wait, Don't Tell Me?
Yeah, I do.
David,
No, I was asking Irena and
Oh.
Jesse.
Wait, what is, don't
on
tell.
NPR. Mm.
It's an NPR quiz show.
Okay, no, I haven't ever heard it. Okay.
If you don't,
Okay.
you should look it up. You should
I think
search.
that we're closest to that when it
Yeah.
comes.
It's
Or
like
if-
this, only good. So you.
Yeah, they have professional comedians.
Yeah,
doing it
writers
instead
and-
of us, right?
Paula Poundstone, and no, it's actually very funny. I got some of the idea for doing this from there. But Leslie, no fair evading your question here. Change
I'm not
one
evading.
letter
Come, give me.
in the news. Here we go. This half Bolivian actress was a 1 in 1 million sensation. Change one letter, and you have eructation.
Oh Lord. Half Bolivian actress.
I know
And what
who the
is this
actress
word that
is.
I don't know?
Oh, I'll read it again. This half Bolivian actress was a 1 in 1 million sensation. Change one letter, and you have eructation.
Okay, I know who she was,
Hmm.
but I don't know what that word is. Oh, okay, I do know. It's Welch and Belch.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, because that's who's in the news, and she was half Brazilian, and it was all
Right.
over the news.
Yeah. Half Bolivian actress. It was the late Raquel Welch, 82 years old. She died this past week. She had a Bolivian father. She was in 1 million BC, so that clue was in
That
there.
was what put me on the right track. Yeah,
And then Belch, eructation is a more medical.
I figured that out after when I figured out what her name was. That had to be the only thing it could be.
So it is Welch and Belch, and we're not going to welch on the points that Leslie gets because she gets 2 more points. She has 4 points at the end of round 1 of our Today Yesterday quiz here on Dave's Gone By with me, Dave Lefkowitz, Leslie Hoban, Blake, Vicki Quade, and Jesse Nash and Irena. Jesse Nash, right? And Irena Patar, where we go into round 2. There's 6 questions in all, and then 1 tiebreaker. So you still have time, all you guys, to catch up Maybe. We will
To
see.
get another glass of wine.
Yeah, there
Was
you go.
that a potato joke?
And I need a bottle.
Oh, ketchup. Now, here's this first question goes directly to Irena and to Jesse, and it's another multiple choice. And here it is. It was today, February 18th, 1931. Born today as Chloe Ardelia Wofford is literary lion Toni Morrison, whose books, including The Bluest Eye and Beloved, earned her the Nobel, the Pulitzer, and the National Book Critics Circle Awards. Which of these was not the title of a later novel by Toni Morrison? Was it A, Paradise, B, Home, C, Faith, D, Love?
We'll be totally guessing.
I guess Paradise, Home, Faith.
I mean, we're really guessing. I mean, everything she's ever, I mean, definitely Home is something she'd write about, and Faith, definitely.
And Love, I think.
Yeah, so let's say Paradise.
Paradise. Is that your final answer?
Yes, it is.
Well, that was a heavenly guess, but not the correct one. So, so yes, Paradise was indeed a Toni Morrison novel. We're going to roll the die.
That's the only one I was sure of. I don't know
Yeah.
the other title.
Me too, exactly.
I read Paradise.
Came up with a number 4. We're looking for a 3. Somebody is 3. 3 was on them again.
No.
4, no. Looking for either a 2 or a 6. 4. Oh, this is 4. 6. Leslie, you can steal this question.
I'm beginning to think this game is fixed at this point. You know, I keep getting the chances. Okay.
Well,
go
in
ahead.
your favor, because you're up 4 and you got a
No,
chance.
I listen. I understand that. I can still think it's fixed. You know, pity the poor sick woman, right? That's the way that one goes. I'm being facetious.
Oh, yeah. No. I've been facetious all of my life. So, Leslie, the remaining choices are which
It's
of these
Faith, Home, or Love, right? Faith,
It
Home,
is,
Love.
yes,
Those are my
right.
choices.
Yeah.
Okay. And I agree with Jesse that she's written about all of those things, but I don't remember them. I would say that I would say that I vaguely remember the word home, but I don't remember the others at all. As I said, Paradise is the only one I was sure of. That I know that she wrote. So I'm gonna say Erg.
We never read it.
Erg was not a choice.
No, thank you. I lose, right? Oh, come on. I'm going to say that she did not write one called Faith. I don't know why, but it's this is really putting, you know, just spitting in the wind. I don't know.
So, but is that going to be your final answer?
Yeah. I'll make it another B because the other two were B's. I'll go with David Sheeran's thing.
Well, Faith. So home. B is home. C is faith. D is love. You're going with Faith.
Yeah, I don't think she wrote one called Faith.
Well, Leslie, I have it on good faith that you are absolutely correct, and you get 2 more points. She did
Total guess.
Oh,
Total
good.
guess. We have to tell
You're
David
good.
that there were 3 B's in
You
a
won
row.
at Jeopardy.
No, this was a C. This was a C, Leslie.
Oh,
This was Paradise, Home, Faith,
I
Love.
mixed them up when I wrote them down. That's why I said it was okay. Gotcha.
So here we go.
We have another friend of the Daverhood who plays the game with us sometimes, and he always follows what the letters, thinking there's some sort of system, which there is not.
There is not.
So that's what I was just doing.
Well, here's the deal, Leslie. Believe it or not, congratulations. Leslie technically has already won the game.
Really?
But we're still going to play the game. We still have 2 more questions in our rounds because we play the game just for fun. But technically, Leslie has 6 points, and that is unbeatable at this stage. So congratulations. It is fixed. Leslie does pay me
Thank you.
a certain amount under the table to do this. But Vicki, this next question is for you.
And it's 3.
It is 3 clues.
We all hate this one.
All right, gotta write it down.
I
All
think
right.
you get it. I think you might
All
get
right,
this.
here we go. All right.
3 clues in the news, and the way this works, just quickly for Irena and Jesse, is that these are 3 words, 3 clues that are not connected to each other. Each of these words is connected to the word that we're looking for, and the word that we're looking for is something that has something to do something in the news in recent times. Here we go. The clues are grand, keys, lesson.
Hmm. Ooh. Ooh. Grand keys. Like keys, the keys. Lesson. Piano lesson. Piano keys. Grand piano. It's piano.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You can't see me, but I'm nodding, Vicki.
Yes, I am in, to use a piano term, accord with you, Vicki. That is the correct answer. Well done. 2 points for Vicki Quade for grand piano, piano keys, piano lesson.
Thank you, Joyce, for the background noise.
Oh, you can see what I bought this week, guys. I showed.
How old is
He
that?
has a small orchestra, literally small pieces.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me wait. Hold that
mini
up.
instruments.
Hold that. Wait. Hold it up. Let me get a picture. Hold it up. Come on, Irena. Let me get your picture.
You should put it down in not up, but put it at the right level. Put it. You can't see the top. Put it down
Right.
a little bit.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
it. Now you can see it, Vicki. It's got a symbol on top.
Excellent. Oh yeah, you're
Kind
right.
of symbolic. Okay, thank you.
But how old is that drum?
Book the budget for this show. Let me tell you.
It's probably not
They
old.
just buy children's
It's
toy
probably from
instruments.
Target.
He's probably got a small grand piano there too.
It's a spinach.
That is the easiest 3
Hope
clues.
there are
in
no
the news. Am I
midgets
right?
in
Vicki?
I
Yeah.
know
That's the
exactly. I
easiest
got it
one.
right away.
Did you guys guess it was piano?
Did you, Irena?
I-
Did you get
Irene
that
and
one?
Jesse, did you see that it was piano also?
Yeah, it makes sense. For
I
sure.
mean, well,
I
but
mean-
did you get? Yeah.
They're
But
usually much more difficult than that.
why is piano? Why was it in the news? Anybody?
No idea.
Derek, also, what was easy is our piano is staring right at us.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's
I
pretty.
took
You're
piano
bringing
lessons
weight
for
to the
12
wall
years.
without looking at
I
it.
have no idea why it was in the news. Do you guys know?
Oh, no, it's a small thing, but we lost this past week the great Huey Piano Smith,
Oh, no.
the guy who wrote Rockin' Pneumonia and Boogie Woogie Flu, and he was the piano player on I Hear You Knockin', the original version. So he
And
passed.
did he have a lot of illnesses?
Illnesses? Oh, well,
Illnesses.
no, but he wrote jokey songs about things like that, like
Yeah.
the head
But
cold.
the 2 that you mentioned were pneumonia and the flu. So, you know,
That's right.
But it's a
I
you
got
know,
the rockin' pneumonia and the boogie woogie.
I do remember that one.
yeah, well, we most know it from the Dave Edmunds remake, but it was actually done back way back
He
in the
did
day.
the COVID consternation.
The COVID constipation blues. That was. But anywho, we got one more question in our regular rounds, and this goes directly. Oh my God! It goes to Leslie.
Wait, was that your wife?
Yeah. Hi, wife.
Yes.
She doesn't
Yes,
want to come on
yes, he does have a wife.
camera. Wait, here she is. Hold on. Here she
He
is.
God
did
bless,
get
God
somebody
bless.
to marry him.
Thank you, Vicki.
You guys aren't old enough to
Yeah,
remember
that-
Soupy Sales, are you?
I know who Soupy. Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm asking you
Yes,
guys.
you know who Soupy Sales was.
Jesse and
I-
Irena. Soupy Sales.
The end of his life, yep.
Remember White Fang and Black Juice?
I remember the $5 he told me to go and get out of my mother's.
Yes,
wallet.
right. I didn't remember it was 5. I thought it was 1. Anyway, Joyce is his White Fang.
I-
She's there. She does things, but you never see her.
I keep her on the. She's under the table, keeping me happy. But
Give
no.
me my drum things. I want to do
Where's
my
your-
drum.
Oh, you need the drumstick. Here we go.
Thank you.
Here we go. This question goes directly to Leslie Hoban Blake. Leslie, this is a.
How did I get another question?
You
You're
do.
you're the third
Okay.
one.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I've lost track.
I
I am
know.
heavily medicated, guys. I really am. I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, here's the question for you, Leslie. The year was 1924, and on
yes.
this date,
I remember it well. Okay.
Secretary of the Navy Edwin Denby is forced to resign today owing to his role in transferring control of naval oil reserves from the Department of the Navy to the Department of the Interior. That department was run by former Senator Albert Fall, who took bribes from oil companies to get sweetheart deals on drilling rights. It was all a big disgrace called what?
Well, it wasn't the teapot scandal. I have to come up with the name of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not a multiple choice.
I have to come up with the name of it. Oh shit.
It's not oh shit either. No, is it?
Okay, wait a minute. They always name things like the teapot dome scandal and stuff like that. I don't remember any kind of oil scandal. I mean, literally in history, I have no idea. I'm gonna let someone else take this one. I truly
No,
have.
but
I don't have
hold on, Leslie, hold on. What year was it
That's the
again?
one. Oh, it was 1924.
1924. I have no idea.
So you're gonna pass?
I'm going to pass. Yes, you told me I won already. It doesn't matter.
No, none of this matters. This whole show doesn't matter. Let's see.
I will generously allow one of you peasants to answer.
Oh, peasants. So the peasant who I keep rolling ones and sixes. This is unbelievable. 2. Aha. Is that you, Vicki?
It is.
Vicki, you have a shot.
At not getting it. Okay. Let me hear it again. I'm sorry.
I'll read the question again. On this date in 1924, Secretary of the Navy Edwin Denby is forced to resign owing to his role in transferring control of naval oil reserves from the Department of the Navy to the Department of the Interior. But that department was run by former Senator Albert Fall, who took bribes from oil companies to get sweetheart deals on drilling rights. It was all a big disgrace called what?
I'm like Leslie. I'm like, oh my God. There were so many disgraces. It's hard to know which one this is, but it's 1924. His name is Falls. It has to do with oil, transferring oil. 1924. And it has to do with the Navy. Oil.
You have to get a boilie to take this quiz. Yes.
Yeah, really. The Falls oil scandal.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
The falling oil scandal, was it? Yes, I remember it well. No. Okay, so Irena, and Jesse, do you have an answer on this one?
Do you know it?
No, the oil follies.
Oh, I think Elm Farm Ollie was in those. Is that going to be the oil follies? Is that going to be your thing?
Sure.
Oh,
right.
I see something. Just out of curiosity, is it Falls Follies by any chance?
No, it's
Oh,
nothing.
all right. Sorry, I was just jumping in on. I was riding on the back of that one. Sorry.
Nobody. I think we have a blank on this one from everyone, which is kind of ironic and whatever because Leslie, so you have to trust your instincts, Leslie.
Why?
This was the Teapot Dome scandal.
Oh, for fuck's sake! But none of the people you named were the ones who were in that.
Well, no, it was Hart. It was the president at the time, weren't you?
It was the president. That's the only one I would know. I don't know all of these
Well,
subordinates. I don't.
It wasn't the president physically doing it. It was the Secretary of the Navy going to the Secretary of the Interior.
I see. I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah, and it was in fact the Teapot Dome scandal. So I kind of stumped the panel on that. I don't know from history. I would stump myself on this. We have one last tiebreaker question, except there's no tie. So here's the deal. This is how this works. Irena and wherever.
Jesse had to be excused. He had a phone call.
Well, for sure. but you're still there. So what you need to do, please, is if you can get a pen or paper, a pen or pencil and paper, something to write with, and something to show the camera, that'd be fine. Because
She could just say it.
all of our contestants.
Oh, I'm not using my camera, so I have to say it.
You have to say it. So here's the deal. We're going to ask one more question, and then you'll write the answer down. And then when I give a 3, 2, 1 countdown, everybody at the same time will hold their answer up to the camera so that you can all answer at the same time. So go, yeah, you can.
So what do I do? Do I do it first or do I do it?
Well, when I say 3, 2, 1, they'll have already written their answers down, so you can.
Right, so I can say it and then they can do it, okay.
So I'm gonna wait until.
I always have a good morning when David's not here, and then David comes back and wins everything. And
Well,
it's been happening for 3 or 4 weeks now, Vicki. He, when he deigned to come back to the show.
I can put the heebie-jeebie on him, I
Well,
got,
I would appreciate that,
I would not.
however you can help me would be fine. I take all
you
help.
got it.
All right, here we
Okay.
go. Here we go. So this is the final question. This is a tiebreaker, except there's no tie. It's not a multiple choice. You just have to write the answer down.
Okay.
I'll read it once. You'll write the answer. Then I'll read the question again and give a countdown, and you'll hold up your answer. Here we go. The year was 1932. Born today in Czechoslovakia is this legendary film director whose first 3 films before emigrating to the US were Black Peter, Loves of a Blonde, and The Fireman's Ball. Name him.
I know this one and I can't remember it. I know I saw those films.
Born in 1932.
Yeah.
Born in Czechoslovakia.
Yes.
Film director.
Yes.
I believe he also directed Hair, am I right?
That's not part of the question. I'm not going to
Okay, all right.
answer that
It
question.
doesn't matter. I can't remember his name. It doesn't matter. I have anominal aphasia right now. That's part of the thing with the meds. I can't remember names.
Oh, wow. All right.
1932. Irena, did you write something down? No, me neither. 1932 director. Which would make him 90. Yeah, at 90 if he's still alive. And male.
Yeah, I said name him, so male.
So
Fair enough.
male.
Yeah.
Okay. Should know this. I mean, we all love movies.
I do know it. I can't remember his name. That's the problem.
If you're
Would
also
you name the movies again? Just curious.
his first 3 films that were made in Czechoslovakia were Black Peter, Loves of a Blonde, and The Fireman's Ball. And I will, since you're all struggling, I will grant Leslie's thing. Also, later on in America, Hair.
Right. Thank you. And I still don't know. I
know
know who
it
he is.
is.
And
I know who it is. Damn it! I can't think of the name.
are you taking
okay,
Gibraltar and Lyrical also?
All right, I'm gonna write a name down. I don't think this is right.
Well,
But,
write it
okay.
down. Irena, did you write anything down? Nothing? All right, write down single, married, divorced, wine, and just hold it to the
The
camera.
website.
Promo. I'm gonna read the question one more time. I'm gonna give a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then we'll see how we do. Born today in 1932 in Czechoslovakia is this legendary film director whose first 3 films before immigrating to the U.S. were Black Peter, Loves of a Blonde, and The Fireman's Ball. Name him. 3, 2, 1.
Is it Milos Forman?
It is.
Is it Milos Forman?
I can't read your. Oh, single, married, divorced, wine, and Leslie Hoban Blake and Vicki Quade. Did you?
No, Vicki got it. Vicki got it.
Yes, I did.
Milos
Milos
Forman.
Forman. Yes,
Yeah.
it was Milos Forman. Absolutely, you got
Okay.
it.
Good for you, Vicki.
I'm so surprised.
I knew it. I
Me
was
too.
thinking of Ivan
Well, you were
Patar.
playing like you had no idea.
You got it.
Yeah, no. But you were making like you were struggling, had absolutely no
Because
idea.
I was struggling because I had to try to remember his name. I knew it, but it was.
But you got it. I still didn't get it, even at that point.
And he also, of course, directed One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and Valmont.
Oh yes. He
And
was
People
wonderful.
versus Larry Flint.
Is
and-
he still with us or has he passed?
No, he passed a few years ago.
Oh,
And he was teaching and directing at Columbia University. He was
Yeah.
a great dude. Anyway.
Irena, before we go, I have to say, and again, please remember that I'm heavily medicated, that I can't stop looking at you for one reason.
I know, stop being so beautiful.
No, besides that, if Anne Frank had lived, I do
Yeah.
believe she would have looked like you.
Yeah, oh, interesting.
You are so. No, I'm sorry. I know this is a terrible thing to say,
No,
right?
no,
I
it's
shouldn't have
interesting
said
you
it.
say that.
I shouldn't have said it, right?
No,
What did you say?
Anne Frank.
If Anne Frank had lived,
You look like Anne Frank if she'd been allowed to grow up.
Yeah, no, you're
You
right.
really do, and that's such a lovely. But I mean, I find great comfort in that.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I just do.
Yeah, look, I've been told I look like so many people, so I'm used to it.
Well, it's just okay.
I've been told if Hitler didn't die in the bunker.
Yeah, right.
okay, let's get a picture.
Okay, David, now say
Okay,
goodbye.
everyone smile. Smile, smile, smile.
Everybody
Say
smile.
goodnight, Gracie. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Excellent. We'll see if that looks good. I'll send you.
Oh, I would love that. Thanks. Now, let me thank everyone. Let me, first of all, thank to Irena, and I know Jesse, your husband, is on the phone, but thank you to her and to Jesse Nash. Everybody, please, please, please go to the website and go buy single, married, or divorced wines, but single, married, divorced, and divorced wines, or singlemarrieddivorced.com. And what was the other website? It was Ambassador something?
Well, Ambassador is one of the retail stores that they can find on my website that carries the wine, and they can order from them, or West Hampton Fine Wine. So it has
I'm gonna look for a New York, a Manhattan store. You have
Yeah,
stores in Manhattan.
Ambassador Wine is in the city, and he has a amazing selection of wine, especially if you go downstairs in his wine cellar. It's amazing.
Yeah, but go
Okay.
get Irena's wine with Jesse. I mean, it's sparkling white. Just so you know.
Yeah, that's my kind of wine. I love sparkling.
Yeah.
I get
Right.
a Vino Verde that's just got a lovely sparkle. It's a natural sparkle, which I could drink that like water. You know, put that on my table for like sparkling water.
Well,
Anyway.
Pinot Verde near my prostate, it was not good. It had to be removed. So that was not a good thing. Anyway, Leslie Hoban Blake is the co-star of Two on the Aisle with Charlie Gross. And Leslie, I know you haven't been doing or taking part in new episodes, but you can certainly see the older ones by going to the YouTube channel Two on the Aisle, and also watching them on Manhattan Neighborhood Network every other week. And thank you so much to Vicki Quade. Vicki, what shows are you doing this weekend at the Greenhouse?
Tonight I am doing the game show, Are You Smarter Than Your 8th Grade Nun? Which I've been doing on the road. So it's gonna be a lot of fun tonight, and I'm having it filmed so that, because we have a really good size audience.
Oh, that's wonderful. Then we can see it.
Yeah. So,
Fabulous.
And then in 2 weeks, I start Easter Bunny Bingo.
Easter Bunny Bingo for the holidays. Vicki,
For the
Do you
holidays.
dress up like an Easter bunny?
Now I have Easter ears.
Have you seen the Easter bunny ad on TV? Where
No.
it was a halftime ad with giant bunnies, people dressed in bunny suits, grown-up people dressed in bunny suits, stealing people, kidnapping them off the street, and throwing them down a hole. They kidnap about 4 people. You don't know what the hell is going on. And then as they suddenly let you go down the hole with them, and there's TV sets all around lining the inside of the hole. It's a Netflix ad, actually, I think. And all it is you can see the different shows, and it says, find a different rabbit hole.
Oh, cute.
Oh, and I thought that's so clever.
Oh,
You don't know what the
I
hell
would
it
say
is.
find a
Liberating.
theater and
What?
go buy a ticket to a theater or go to a movie. And Netflix doesn't need your money, and we love Netflix. I'm not saying anything, but we need to support our.
No, you're absolutely
other
right.
bits of
Absolutely
No,
right.
absolutely.
Sorry, I
and
brought it
this
up.
show.
No,
So, ladies and gentlemen, please thanks, and join me in thanking our wonderful guests, our friends of the Daverhood, Vicki Quade, Leslie Hoban Blake, and the unseen Jesse Nash, and the very much seen and lovely Irena Patar. Have a wonderful one. I'm going to let each of you individually go. Start doing the kisses and the blowing the bye-bye. So have a great one, guys, and thank you all so much.
Take care, Irena. Take care, Vicki. Bye,
care.
David.
All right, that's one. Have a great one, and we'll see you Don't report. And just gonna get.
No, I'm not leaving. Sorry.
Bye-bye. All righty. And woo, we made it. We did it. We actually have a show this week. We have a Dave's Gone By episode of the
You
program.
always have a show. Like, my whole thing with technology is I've learned, especially with one of the trainers called Sherilyn, that you can always, that there's always a workaround. Like, you just have to, with technology, you have to figure out, A, what's going wrong, B, what you need to do to fix it, and then C, if there's an alternative if you can't do what you need.
See, I grew up as like, if technology is wrong, A, you shake it. B, you kick it.
B, you toss it.
D, you start saying words that aren't in any dictionary.
No, I would get mad too. I get very frustrated easily.
And E, you call a shagets to fix it.
I'm glad you got all your stuff done.
Well, yeah, no, well, not all our stuff. We have more show.
I know, we gotta eat though too, baby.
Well, it's only 20 after 11.
I did 5 minutes on the elliptical. I want some credit for that.
I give you total credit, but first we have Greeley Crimes and Old Times and our yesterday's trivia quiz. Oh, ladies
You only
and
give me
gentlemen.
one bangy.
Oh, I had the other one because I was using it for this.
Oh,
Here.
okay, use it for that if you need it.
This drum set cost me $5 at that's all right. Best thing ever. How do you like it? Speaking of technology and putting things together, Joyce and I earlier this week, she, for Valentine's Day, she didn't want. Well, she probably did want flowers and roses, but I'm too cheap.
I would like
She
flowers.
doesn't eat chocolate, so I'm not going to buy her.
I have like one or two, but not a lot. I'll take a picture.
But I'm not going to buy her Belgian chocolate. She's like, get me an elliptical. I want to be healthy. I want to be this, that.
We did put one of the foot things on wrong. It's supposed that little divot's supposed to face outward. And it was
Whoa.
fine. I did it backward. You did it right. And see the little divot where you step in should face outside. But
Well,
I
we can
still.
probably.
No, it's fine.
You sure?
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, we bought this elliptical.
I'm giving you the picture.
And then I thought they'd be pretty, some of them can be expensive. It was a simple thing. It's a real big piece of technology with a timer, and something where you set
it was like on one of those like BuzzFeed or New York Times like best of the low cost ellipticals. Yeah.
Yeah, and it does what an elliptical is
great,
supposed to
yeah.
do.
Oh, yeah.
But it took about 2.5 hours watching video, and I keep thinking it's the window is blocking this, but it's actually the picture of the window in the thing.
Picture,
yeah,
it's not. It's a picture.
But we put this together, or Joyce did like 80%, and I was
No,
kind of
and I
like,
also
let's watch the video.
Yeah, you did great. You did great. It was a team effort.
But I was so like, after me with tech, I'm like, no, let's leave it. Let's get an expert. They'll know how to do this. And Joyce says, no, we're putting this together. I said, that was wrong. We have to unscrew that. I'm like, God damn it.
No, you said the bad word.
Oh, I say every bad word in the book. And I was like, and hold this. And there was one part that took us a half an hour.
Oh, because so the cord that keeps everything together in the picture was very loose. Ours was a little tighter, so I had to figure out how to do it.
If I tell you.
We just needed a pliers.
Yeah, because it wasn't the big bulky handlebar stuff or the pedal stuff or the motor stuff. There's wires in there that's connecting things so that it's tracking you and the times.
Complicated.
And trying to put that in with this so this would click and that would click. And I was and Joyce would be like, I'm trying to pull this, hold it steady. I am holding it. Hold it steady. I'm holding it steady. This is what happens after 25 years of marriage. I'm holding the fucking thing steady. It's against my chest. Am I holding it steady?
Your karma, right?
Yeah.
So I was walking into school and I had my hands were always full. I'm holding your snacks and I'm holding the tea. And some nice kid, he's listening to music. He opens the door for me and I said to him, I hope that somebody pays this forward to you.
Oh, that's nice.
So just like you did my treadmill, I paid it forward and helped you get your show on the air, you see?
That's right.
Because I was in better shape from the treadmill, I had the brain power. My brain juices were flowing because of my 5 minutes on the elliptical that I could do it. See?
No, but it's true because this morning what happened was we're getting set to go on the air. I try and load up the Zoom thing, and then suddenly I'm not recognized by the place where I had my old Zoom for 15 years. Suddenly, out of the blue, for no reason, I know they did try and make me do a new password like a week or two ago, but it worked last week. No problem. been working forever, and now suddenly I have to shift. But in the midst of this, and then figuring out, well, why, if we're inviting these people, why can't they just log on and be part of the Zoom thing? Because as I said, this is recorded on Zoom live, and then it
But it was
streams
the
to Facebook.
precaution of the carrier that people, because like after Zoom bombing, they're trying to prevent it. So
Yeah.
they're saying like some places, like you can only allow people with certain email addresses, or you only can register people. Like they're trying.
I get it.
So that's the safety measure, David.
Well, it took us another 20 minutes just to figure out, well, what about this box? Or
Well,
is this going to
If I would have known, I could have Googled it sooner and looked.
Well,
it
who
up.
knew? Who knew?
I didn't know.
Who knew? But we're here, and again, we took what is it, lemons and made lemonade.
I'm glad that your show had to.
No, your phone number's on here or anything.
No, that's your phone.
Oh, fine.
That is the word of the day from the Times.
Materialize. We almost did not materialize this morning on Facebook.
Correct.
So we're on for about 15 minutes.
Don't post the first one because my picture's on there. Only post the second.
You mean just from the interview on?
Yeah, because I don't want my picture on the interwebs, please.
I may do that.
Thank you. I'm
And
sorry.
make it easier to cut.
Do that.
Or I'll do another intro. I don't know if I
Just do
can
an
do that.
intro.
Yeah. But anyway, yes, we are here. It's almost 11:30 in the morning Eastern Time with the 882nd episode of Dave's Gone By with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful wife Joyce, all of you guys watching at home. Reminder, technology sometimes got the better of us, but almost every show we ever did is archived and available at my website, davesgoneby.com. DAVESGONEBY, davesgoneby.com. And you can watch them for free at any time. The original episodes for the first many years were either an hour long or an hour and a half, because we were on terrestrial radio, kind of renting the time. And then we got more time, and then we were on college radio, and it became a 3-hour, sometimes a 5-hour audio extravaganza with music and everything. And then the past 5 years, we've been doing this video, this live Facebook stream video every Saturday morning. Those are all there. You can also watch them on Facebook, the Facebook shows we've done, by scrolling down and seeing them there. But go to davesgoneby.com. We also have a separate archive there of all the interviews we've done. And all our shows and interviews are also archived at archive.org. That is a website not connected to, it's a not-for-profit, which is all about collecting art and entertainment and literature from the past 1,000, 5,000 years, whatever's in public domain or they have the permission to take. We have a channel on there, the Dave's Gone By channel on archive.org. Check them out. Plus, if you are, let's say you want to go on the elliptical or at the gym and you can't bring your laptop and stuff or your phone, you just want to hear the show, because we are still a radio show, well, you just plug in, go to castbox.fm for the podcast. Castbox.fm. It's just the audio of the show without the video. You can go there and hear it instead of seeing it if you prefer. Lots of different ways to get the same content Dave's Gone By. Anyway, now that it is 11:30, let's go on with the show. Let's do a couple of Greeley crimes and old times because, I wrote once again to the woman at the Greeley Tribune. I haven't heard back from her.
To get a piece of chocolate downstairs.
Oh, well, why don't you do that while I set the scene up, and then
You
you'll
want a piece of chocolate?
No, if I start eating chocolate while I'm on the air, it will not be good for anybody. So here's the deal. Greeley Crimes and Old Times comes from an article, or two articles actually, that are in an actual newspaper called the Greeley Tribune. And the Trib, it's a real newspaper, right, with real actual news story, despite this one. But two of the things that they do are intentionally funny. One of them is called Cop Log, and this has to do with phone calls that come into the police department in northern Colorado from people seeing weird things going on in the neighborhood and immediately call the cops even when perhaps they shouldn't. A Cop Log is hilarious. The problem is they haven't done this column since early November. And so we've been parceling them out very piecemeal over the past couple of months on this show, because eventually we're going to run out of them. There aren't going to be any more until they make new ones. And I've written to the woman there who does Coplog, who assembles all this material. And there was a reason back, when I wrote in December, hey, what happened to this column? And she said it was something about their feed and they can't do it. I don't know. But I wrote to her again and said, hey, you promised me an update on this. It's now, getting towards mid-February, and this column is still gone. So please bring back Coplog. Until then, we do still have also Mike Peters
I grabbed an apple.
updating old times, or what he calls 100 years ago, which means that he goes through the newspapers from 1923 and finds the weirdest, oddest, most nostalgic bits that were published in the papers back then. We lump these things together and we call this segment Greeley Crimes, and let me go into the songs here, which is what I really need to find. Okay, here we go. Greeley Crimes. Wow, nothing is working for me today. And old times. Indeed, yes, Greeley Crimes and Old Times, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll start with one crime, because we're still keeping one crime per week until they get the column going again in the Tribune. So, Hannah, are you ready to be criminalized? Are you feeling like a criminal? Here we go. A caller on Tunbury Drive. Remember, they're calling the police, ladies and gentlemen. They're calling the police department, and the dispatch is picking up. A caller on Tunbury Drive reported a neighborly dispute over stain colors on a fence.
It happened when we lived in the HOA. Remember the two people that painted the house, they didn't like the color.
Yeah, I didn't like when they painted our color just before we moved. They went for a lighter, our neighbor at the time picked sort of a lighter orangey thing than the red that was on there. I was like, ew, I'm glad we're moving out of here. But, I can imagine two neighbors, calling the cops like, this one's poop. No, it's not, it's blackberries from the tree. No, it's poop. So,
why don't you just call the HOA president?
Yeah, well, doesn't necessarily mean it was in that kind of neighborhood. It could have been two neighbors sharing a fence, or that were not part of the HOA. It could just be houses adjoining. Anyway, let's do something from 1923 in the newspapers. An employee of a Greeley garage borrowed a customer's Cadillac and drove to. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, do we have sound? Oh, that's the broken one. So sad. One of our sound machines has also been having issues. Wow. Let's keep out in the car and just bring it to batteries and bulbs and see if they can do anything with it. Probably $15 for a battery, and I only paid $8 for that.
No, it says what kind of battery, and they can unscrew it and do the battery.
Yeah, exactly. So, might be worth it, might not.
It says do not use rechargeable batteries. We could do it, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's just, I always bring it back in the room, but we'll
it
keep
right
it with
here.
us. Oh, yeah? What kind is it?
No, I don't know.
No. Anyway, an employee of the Greeley garage, borrowed a customer's caddy and drove to Loveland to tow a friend's auto to the Greeley garage.
Why use a tow truck?
Well, did they have them back then? Maybe. However, they had an accident on the way and the Cadillac overturned.
Oh, God.
Charges were not filed against either youth because they were working and police did not consider it auto theft. So fair enough.
Because they were using it. Yeah, but you can't use someone's car that you're fixing.
Yeah, no, it really was theft. You can't, somebody at the garage, you grab their car to do something. You figure it's going to be okay and bring it back.
I don't think it was theft, but it was
Technically,
like fraud or something. I mean,
yeah.
it was like, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. No, if I don't tell you, if let's say we were rich, and somebody we know borrows your fabulous necklace to go to a fancy banquet, doesn't tell you, but then brings it back the next day in perfect condition. It's sort of like, still can't do that.
No.
That's still a no-no, you know? Every businessman in Greeley wants more business and therefore ought to own a telephone machine. It will make it easier to contact new customers
Where is that?
and let them learn more about your company. I don't know if we have a telephone noise. Okay, like a version of a telephone. But it's kind of weird that cars were already so ingrained, and yet families and businesses didn't necessarily all have telephones back in 1923. It's where the car saga came first, which I don't think they did.
I don't know.
I mean, but I guess in the old day you would go to a place where they had a telephone, you give the
A lot of
exchange.
people had like party lines. I don't know
Yeah.
how it works. I'm not sure. I really still don't know.
By the way, speaking of cars again, here's an advertisement from 1923. While other auto dealers in Greeley and Weld County are mostly liars,
Wow.
the truth is important. At K.H. Packard dealership,
Just call them out.
the autos are all in good condition. They probably, I'm sure they make a lot of friends in that neighborhood. Like, you know, when they go to the local business commerce breakfasts, it's like, no, we call you liars in our advertising. Let's have pancakes. Yeah, I don't think so.
You said something like that on Netflix where somebody like, it was a marketing scheme and they were like, we're not like this bad company.
Well, yeah.
Or what happened was everybody bought from the bad company because they liked that, they felt bad that they were being
Oh man.
outed. Yeah.
Now here's the thing. We've been talking about this idea that we've gotten so spoiled in so many different ways, and then this idea like on global warming and all of that. But I remember growing up. In New York.
Yeah.
You would wake up some mornings on a miserable January or February morning. There would be like icicles on the thermometer outside the window, and it might be like -2.
Yeah.
Yeah. People so seem to they think like 10 degrees is freezing to death now. So thermometers in downtown Greeley Saturday night hit 15 degrees below zero. The lowest temp previously reached had been 5 below zero.
Wow.
So imagine that. I mean, yeah, that's freaking cool. It never hit 15 below in New York. But it just amazes me that people complain about, not this winter, but winters where it's cold. And suddenly, I mean, guys, when I was growing up, there were days the thermometer went, and I'm not talking about Celsius, I'm talking it went below 0 Fahrenheit. It did. And I'm about wind chill. Nobody knew what a wind chill was back in the day. It was cold. You look at the temperature, it was cold. Anyway, George Wilson was desperately ill Thursday morning and was driven to a doctor's office when he fainted at the wheel and his auto hit a fire hydrant. The car was still drivable, so he drove home.
Wow.
And
What?
so he's not feeling well. He hasn't felt well.
Yeah.
Desperately ill.
Yeah.
Drives to the doctor's office, kind of faints. Plows into, I didn't know they have fire hydrants, but plows into a fire hydrant, wakes up, drives the car home.
Fixes the car.
And he said,
bakes the cake.
the experience made him feel better than he felt for years.
Oh my God.
It's one of those things, like blind people have an accident and they see.
Probably the adrenaline from the
Oh, I wonder. I don't know.
accident, the adrenaline, yeah.
But sometimes those weird things happen. Speaking of weird things, we do also on Greeley Crimes and Old Times go outside of northern Colorado for some of our for a story or two. So this is our elsewhere part of Greeley Crimes and Old Times. Let's get a story from somewhere else, an odd and ridiculous true story that happened. For example, we're going to go to Michigan for this one, and this was actually reported by the Today Show website. A Michigan mother said, and you sent this to me, hon.
Oh no.
She says her 11-year-old daughter's school called her drawing of a pig.
Oh yeah. You want that picture?
Yeah, you know what?
Where is
Get
it?
that
Did
picture
I
up.
send it to you? Okay.
Oh, I don't know if I still have it in my email. I couldn't show it anyway,
Did you
but
delete it?
probably. It's probably still in my trash thing. Let's see if I can find Piggy in my mail.
No, I'm looking. And
Oh, she's looking. She's finding it. So easy enough to find, like Michigan Piggy drawing. The colorful drawing titled Piggy shows a
I think you
pig
deleted it.
in a bow tie saying hi. Well, maybe I can find it. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it just by going to
No, I can
Netflix.
get it from what I sent you. I didn't delete it. I'll get it.
Oh, cool.
You really need the picture though.
Oh, I know. No, absolutely. You gotta see the. So I saw this even before Joyce sent it to me. I saw it like, oh, cute piggy. I didn't even look at the story. Didn't even see anything. A piggy. However, the teacher was worried. What happened was in a TikTok video, the mother of the kid, Sierra Carter, explained that she received a phone call from the art teacher.
Here we go.
The art teacher was worried about Piggy's bow tie. This is true. This is all true. This happened in Michigan about a week ago. Kid draws an adorable drawing of a little 11-year-old girl draws a drawing of a beautiful, adorable pink pig wearing a bow tie, as pigs will.
He's saying hi.
He's saying hi.
Just hold it by the
Now,
head.
now you tell me. All right. Now think about this. I saw a pig. I honestly saw
I like
a
that he's
pig.
saying hi, and
Yeah.
his name is Piggy.
Yeah.
He's addressed by his formal name, his Christian name.
And her father probably wears a tie to work or something like that. To me, this is a child's drawing of a tie.
Yes.
The art teacher.
I think it's the color too. That Piggy was the pig. You know?
Yeah. So the art teacher sees that drawing
Piggy. Mm-hmm.
and says, no, the bow tie looks just a little too much like male genitalia. So the mom says, a little boy had come up to her and said he thought my daughter drew boy parts on her pig.
At least he recognized it, you know.
Yeah, well.
Everyone's a critic, you know.
And the art teacher then got the vice principal involved,
Oh,
who
God.
confiscated the artwork and called a counselor. Ultimately, Carter says the principal chimed in saying, quote, I'll let it go this time, but I'm going to put this in her file.
No,
The
I
school,
think,
yeah.
I think I would ask the counselor and say, because they need a child developmentalist, and say, is this a normal way that a child would draw a tie? I mean, that's what you ask.
It absolutely
Or
is.
you look to see if this child's ever drawn this image. Well, maybe not.
Well, I mean, an 11-year-old child might be drawing puppies and tooties and things, but no, it's a pig with a bow tie.
That's cute.
Especially a girl. A boy would be drawing.
His name is Piggy, and he says hi.
Hi, yeah. By the way, the school is actually denying that it told the mother it's going in the kid's file and that they're.
Oh, who
so-
said that then?
The woman said that the principal told her, so I don't know. But still, she pulled her daughter from the school because of all the negative attention.
Yeah, of course.
However, she says she's gotten a lot of support on TikTok.
From people with boy parts or girl parts?
Instead, she's now signed on to Ding Dong. Wing Wang. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wait.
Everywhere there's lots of piggies wearing piggy ties. You can see them wearing cravats, looks like what's between a man's thighs, you know. Anywho, let's go back to one more old time, and then we'll table this and go to our Colorado Limerick. Do we do everything we're gonna do today?
Yes.
How can we shave a half hour out of the show and not do anything?
Because I think we didn't do our banter. We bantered,
Yeah,
and then we basically spent the time trying to put together your.
We had no banter.
Did you hit record?
Yes.
Okay. No, but I think that's why.
Yeah, maybe. But we will
And
hit.
you know why? I'll tell you
Why?
why to save time. You combine really the quiz and the interview together, so it's kind of like a
Kinda, a little
rollover.
bit,
Yeah. That's why.
That helped.
I think that's what did it.
So here we go. We got one more old time piece.
I only have one dinger.
Oh, but I got to do. I beg your pardon.
You
I've got two dingers, and they were on the pig. Oh, this is enormous, ladies and gentlemen. We have a Fort Lupton alert.
Lupton. Alert.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have. Oh my gosh. Oh, that took everything out of me. Ladies and
that was
we
rough.
have a Fort Lupton alert. Or we call it a Lupton alert because I love the name Lupton. Say it with me, won't you? Lupton. Lupton. So Fort Lupton, Colorado is in northern Colorado. It's not very far from Greeley, where Joyce and I used to live. So we have, anytime we have a story.
This might have come off
Oh no!
the drum kit, but I don't know where.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I know where.
Oh no! Oh, it's a symbol. Oh, wait, I need concentration for the Fort Lupton alert. By the way, these stories aren't particularly great. They just happen to mention Fort Lupton. A basketball game between Platteville and Fort Lupton was fast and exciting, although poorly played by both teams. Platteville won 22-18.
Wow.
Well, so it was exciting and fast, but it was badly played. I guess by the score you
Okay,
can
but
kind
they
of
still
tell.
won. They still
Yeah.
have points, right?
I know, but 20. How is it
Is that bad?
that NBA basketball games is like 118-96, and
I don't
then
know.
these
Maybe
kids score like
because it's
22-18? I don't know. Anyway, that was, ladies and gentlemen, a Lupton alert
Oh.
on Greeley crimes and old times for this Saturday, February 18th, 2023.
Mr. Horace Greeley was no fool.
Oh, he was not.
I'm sure that you'll agree with me that Greeley was no fool.
What he is getting at is that Mr. Greeley was no fool.
Yippee-yi!
Yippee-yi, 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 yi, yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi.
Okay, so we're about 10 to noon, getting there, here on this Saturday morning, February 18th. We're doing Dave's Gone By. We have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned still to do. But before we get to it, let's thank again the folks who've been on this episode of the program, as well as keeping track of some of the folks who've been on shows past. We do that as part of Friends of the Daverhood. So nice. So first of all, most of all for this week, let's thank again Irena Patar. And please, please, please buy her wines. You can find them at singlemarrieddivorced.com. Singlemarrieddivorced.com. You can pick the bottle or all three bottles or any kind of permutations you want of all three. We thank her so much. And
But what I didn't understand,
Yeah.
is it the same wine in all
Yeah.
three?
yeah,
Okay.
it's imported from France.
Oh, I thought
It's a bubbly.
Okay, that makes sense. I
Yeah.
missed that. I was.
No, I thought it would be really cool if single wine is very, very light and fresh.
Yes.
Married wine is kind of stodgy and sort of bland, and then divorced wine is like sour.
Oh God.
It would be like grapes and dates, and they're just
God.
mashed into a horrible pulp. But no, it's the same wine,
You need some therapy.
different labels.
You need,
But
you need therapy. You need her therapy urgently. You need therapy now.
no kidding. But singlemarrieddivorced.com for single married divorced wines from Irena Patar. Sorry.
Very pretty and name yellow.
And thank you to her husband, who's also now a friend of the neighborhood, Jesse Nash.
Oh, Jess.
Jesse Nash. Read him in the various places that he writes about culture and why they've got a nice life. You saw their house in the Hamptons. Whoa. But anywho, thank you to Leslie Hoban Blake. And again, she will be eventually back on Two on the Aisle with our mutual friend Charlie Gross reviewing the theater. But you can certainly watch her in older episodes of Two on the Aisle on YouTube. And thank you, of course, to Vicki Quade, who is doing those shows. Are You Smarter Than Your 8th Grade Nun? She's got
What's his name? Jesse?
Jesse. Jesse Nash is her
Oh.
husband. And Vicki Quade also doing, of course, Late Night Catechism, and she's readying Easter. What was her Easter show? Easter Bunny Bingo. That's coming up soon, in just a couple of weeks, in Chicago at the Greenhouse Theater. They are wonderful friends of the neighborhood, as is Rabbi Sol Solomon. You can find out more about him by going to his website, shalomdammit.com, DAMMIT, shalomdammit.com. This is the place where you can watch his stage show that he did at the Richmond Shepherd Theater over a decade ago. You can also listen and read his rabbinical reflections, and even watch 10 hilarious episodes of his TV show that he did for Long Island Cable. They're all there, all there at shalomdammit.com. And now, folks who've been on this program, not today, but in times past, we kind of let you know what they've been up to. For example, Hal Linden, 91-year-old Hal Linden has a short scene in the new film comedy You People. Eddie Murphy's in there, on Netflix. I saw the trailer on that. It looks hysterical. It got one awful review I forget whether it was from the Times or from Vulture, from someone who obviously has no Jewish sense of humor. And then other people are going, no, this looks really, really funny. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is in it. Jonah Hill is in there. It's all about Jewish families and stuff. It looks really funny. And apparently Hal Linden, our recent friend of the Daverhood, when he was off Broadway just a few months ago, he was on this show. So yay for him. Go see him on Netflix, on You People, or in You People. Chaz Palminteri, you can catch him today reading of, he's part of a reading of a play called If You Love Me, being done at the Actors Studio. And then Austin Pendleton alert! The ubiquitous and really wonderful Austin Pendleton, he is directing a Broadway show Between Riverside and Crazy. This is its last weekend, so you just have today and tomorrow to get to the Helen Hayes Theater and see Between Riverside and Crazy on Broadway. You're also, let's see, who else is happening? Peter Felicia, tomorrow, Sunday, they're trying out basically a new a solo piece that's kind of, I'm a little angry about this, because part of this is like My Miracle of Long John's. Peter is an absolutely marvelous writer and encyclopedic and very enjoyable writer about musical theater. And he's been going to the theater for 2 or 3 decades. So he's now doing a one-man show of memories of going to see all these musicals and all these shows. It's called Pete's Theatrical Adventures, and they're trying it out tomorrow, Sunday, and then again on the 26th. I believe that's next Sunday as well. And it's being done at Theater 555 in Midtown in New York. On Monday night, you can watch the live stream or physically go live to Red Bull Theater because they're doing Phaedra, the old play Phaedra, with our friend Robert Cuccioli in there. And then if you miss the live one, on the 21st through the 26th, it'll be streaming, so you can just watch it on the computer. It's Red Bull Theater, and I thank Red Bull because they did one of my plays in their one-act festival a year or so ago. So yay for Red Bull, and yay for Robert Cuccioli. Playing now through an open run on Tuesday nights, don't miss Seth Biesenhirsch doing Seth's Talent Showcase at Don't Tell Mama. Alan Menken and David Zippel's musical Hercules is getting a run at the Paper Mill Playhouse in Millburn, New Jersey. It's kind of like they're trying it out. If it's really good, if audiences love it, it may come to Broadway. So you can see it in New Jersey from now through the middle of March. It's Hercules. Katsura Sunshine is doing his Japanese storytelling show Rakugo once a month at New World Stages. Check your dates for that. Eric Comstock and Barbara Fasano, they do their cabaret show at Birdland every Saturday evening. Birdland is over on West 44th Street. On Broadway, Tova Feldshuh and Funny Girl and Lilius White in Hadestown. Go see them. On Broadway also, Aladdin, featuring the music there by Alan Menken. That's at the New Amsterdam Theater. Meanwhile, Alan Menken also wrote the music for Little Shop of Horrors, which is having its off-Broadway revival at the West Side Theater. Jim Caruso's Cast Party every Monday night at Birdland. Get your tickets at birdlandjazz.com. Go to stagebuddy.com for news and information about New York nightlife. That's Evan Seplow's site. And Dr. Demento doing new and old Dr. Demento shows at drdemento.com. And those, my friends, are the friends of the Daverhood. Well, considering what a disaster this morning would have turned out to be, we put together a pretty fun show for you. We've had Greeley Crimes and Old Times. Excuse me. We bantered a little bit about the ellipticals and stuff. What else did we do? Our friends of the Daverhood, our Today Yesterday quiz. We had Rabbi Sol in here interviewing Irena Patar and her husband Jesse Nash. We had Vicki Quade and Irena and Leslie Hoban Blake playing the Leslie won by the fourth question. Leslie was up on everybody. So it was
coming in strong.
I know, right? And she was on time.
Yeah.
this week. Usually, she sweeps in, she misses the first 20 minutes of the thing, gets in there and snags the win. This time, with all our internet troubles, she has no trouble amazing.
Maybe Leslie just needs that more complicated issue.
Yeah.
She's fine.
Mm.
Good for her.
But anyway,
Good
we
for
do
Leslie.
have, we have one more disaster for you.
Yes.
We have what we call our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, because Joyce and I, as I mentioned, we lived in northern Colorado for more than a decade, and I had a really wonderful time there. But one of the things I started doing was writing poems about all these different places in Colorado. We only visited maybe 6 towns in the whole decade we were there. Excuse me.
Calm down and
Yeah.
drink your tea.
So we lived in Greeley.
Is there anything?
Can I have my coffee? I need something a little warmer. Excuse me.
Calm down, calm down. Here, I'll play some music.
Excuse me. Wow.
You okay?
Yeah.
You okay? Give me your coffee. You want to hold it?
I still have to.
Okay, relax. Just relax. Why don't you hold your whole oxytocin?
Oh, yay.
It'll help you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, actually,
There you go.
I get so head up.
Yeah.
This happens to me in class too when I'm wearing the mask and I can't breathe.
Oh, wow.
I lose my
Just
I start
calm.
gacking. Yeah.
That makes for a good day.
Well, it gives the students a break of a minute from my voice. I'm like, I'll be right with you if I don't die. So, anywho, I'll calm down a little bit.
Oh, he wants to. Where's the potato story?
Oh.
He wants the potato story.
All right. Well, we'll do. Do you want to read some potato from?
Just show him the picture.
We read this book last week on the show. I loved every minute of it. I wish it was the whole show and not your stupid stuff. Potato.
Oh, he didn't ever say that. Here, put it on the floor, honey. It's okay.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah,
Anyway. So, the thing came off. The nipple came off again.
I got it. I can't. There we go.
Our symbol on the drum has a nipple. So our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, it's amazing. I mean, Joyce and I, we went to Denver. I went to Brush. We were in Evans.
I
We were
was
in Loveland.
Gunnison. I was
Gunnison, yes.
Gunnison. What was the one with the big stone?
Red Rocks, Morrison, Colorado.
Red Rocks,
I did go there.
There was another one.
When did you go snowshoeing with someone?
Oh, that was near Boulder Vale.
Boulder, I've been in
Boulder
Vale.
Vale.
Yeah. So we probably maybe.
Castle Rock. I was in Castle Rock for training. I had to get a yoga training.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe between the two of us, we were in about 10
For
different
college,
places.
Yeah, Loveland, you said, yeah.
But not that many. I mean,
No, but
turns out
also
there's
when
hundreds.
I went to Gunnison with my friend and I went, we stopped in many little towns. They were adorable.
Oh.
She knew that we went to
Yeah.
Hot Springs. I must have
Hot
been
Springs,
in Gunnison. I don't know.
Maybe.
She'll know. She knows better.
Yeah, but still, who knew that even Colorado, which is not the biggest state in the union, pretty big, has hundreds of towns,
I guess every
cities,
state does.
localities, little statutory towny things.
Yeah.
I got it into my head to write a poem about as many as I possibly could. I don't know why I got it into my head, but I did. And I started doing it. And now I have about 300 of them. Honestly, God, I've been doing a different one every week here on the show. And since they're short poems and limericks, they're intentionally comic and evil and disgusting. So this one, oh boy, this is one of the worst ever. And I just wrote it this week. So, it's kind of funny. I've been talking a little bit about Woody Allen in one of the classes I teach. I'm having them read him, despite those of you who have canceled Woody Allen. He's a comic genius. And the thing is, I've been reading his latest book, which came out about 1.5 years ago. And not the biography book, the book of his short comic pieces. And he hasn't lost a step as a comic writer. He's still hysterically funny. Not every single one, but when he's on his game, it's as if he were still writing them in 1971.
Wow.
And in some ways, he has sort of stalled in 1971 in his use of language and what he's talking about. You can throw in the occasional thing about a cell phone or a tweet, but it still feels like 1971, but it's still brilliant. Anyway, I've been writing these Colorado limericks now for 5 or 6 or 7 years, doing them on the show for 3 or 4 years, and yeah, I don't think I've lost a step. These are still as evil and wretched and disgusting as the very first ones I wrote. So today, for the Colorado Limerick of the Damned, we go to Green Mountain Falls. And you can probably tell I didn't have much trouble rhyming this one, as I do with some other things, but Green Mountain Falls. I'll tell you a little bit about it, and then I'm going to read my limerick on Dave's Gone By.
You're the poetry man.
A limerick is a comic verse of 5 lines, in which lines 1, 2, and 5 will end with words that rhyme. And likewise, verses 3 and 4 also end with words that rhyme. So this is a limerick.
Rocky Mountain,
Colorado. Thank you, Professor Elemental, and our friend of the Daverhood, oh my God, Christine Lavin there for that little bit. But here we go. Green Mountain Falls is a statutory town in central Colorado. It is actually part of the Colorado Springs area. It's got about 600, 700 people in it. This is from Wikipedia. In 1968, officials resurveyed the town's boundaries, and they learned that, quote, the town hall, the magistrate's office, the post office, the community center, and the civic swimming pool, and nearly half of the residents were actually located outside the city limits. Wow. So they had to literally redraw the map and the boundaries of the town to make sure everybody who was in Green Mountain Falls was really in Green Mountain Falls.
We weren't just visiting it.
So tell us a little something about that. So get your children out of the room. This is awful. This is terrible. This could have been written in 1961 or something like that. It's an ugly, horrible Colorado Limerick of the Damned for Green Mountain Falls. Ahem, ahem. A faggot from Green Mountain Falls wears makeup and long woolen shawls. He douses his bone with eau de cologne and rubs Shalimar on his balls. The drum set literally fell over. Yeah, and if you want to complain, remember you can send your emails to davesgoneby@aol.com. davesgoneby@aol.com. You can also post your messages on Facebook or message me directly if we're friends on FB. Either way, I read everything that comes in. I don't necessarily have the time to respond, even with a thumbs up or a heart. But trust me, I do read everything and I appreciate, and that's going to you, Mary. Thank you for always liking our shows. And again, davesgoneby@aol.com. Be sure to check my Twitter feed, Radio Dave 2. This is Radio Dave, the number 2. And also check my other website, davelefkowitz.org. Dave Lefkowitz, LEFKOWITZ.org. That is not the website for the show. That's the website for my writing, for hundreds and hundreds of pieces of my journalism and my song lyrics and my one-act plays and my full-length plays and all that sort of thing. It's all there, davelefkowitz.org. davesgoneby.com is, of course, the archive of the show. ShalomDammit.com for more about Rabbi Sol Solomon, and at Rabbi Sol Solomon is his Twitter feed. Oh, yes, and I do have, and I've started to put stuff back up on Instagram. I'm trying to be... I'm not on TikTok yet.
You're hip, honey. You're hip and happening.
But I am now on Instagram again, so you can find my stuff there. I believe it's Dave's Gone By is our Instagram feed, so please check that out too. And like and thank and share and retweet and what is regramming called? Like Grammy awarding? I don't know. Sharing. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Just tell people about the show. And at the same token, my apologies to all the people who watch the show, who want to be a friend on Facebook. And I just don't, I get these lists of friends every day, and I'm limited to 5,000 people I can have on my friend feed at any given time. You can watch the show without being a Facebook friend. It's open to everybody. But if you want to be a friend, just, and you're waiting weeks for me to respond, either I just don't have time to go through them, because I get like half a dozen to a dozen every day, or I will get up to 5,000 and then I'm in real trouble because I gotta wait for people to die or make me mad to let them loose. So, I wish Facebook or Meta or whatever they call themselves would finally change the rules on that and let people have in a non-business account as many as they want.
Yeah.
But really appreciate your wanting to be friends and for giving me thumbs. Gotta have friends. But certainly message me, certainly say hi, certainly
And you
watch
can
the show.
without being a
Yeah.
friend, so that's the best part. You don't have to be a friend.
Thank you for being a want-to-be friend.
Thank you for giving me a friend request.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though I can't friend you, you are the best.
So here's the deal. I'm figuring we will be back next week, next Saturday.
You will. We'll test it ahead of time.
Oh yeah, we'll test this video. It seems to be working fine. It seems to be just like the old one. Yay!
And everybody picked up. And Leslie was early, and she's winning.
I know.
Leslie's like nailing it. She won how many? 2-3 weeks in a row.
She's just been blasting through. So yay, Les.
Good for her.
Yay for everybody who was on the show. Yay to my wonderful wife, without whom I literally would have. I would not throw a $1,200 computer out the window and smash it, but I would have just been, I wouldn't have even torn my hair out because it's all gone. But I would have just.
I feel like, David, this is the thing that you look forward to, and this is your catharsis. So it has to work. We have to find a way to make it work. Yeah. Make it happen. Not make it work. Make it happen. That's the.
Basically, yeah. But it's this and going to the local veterinarian and masturbating the animals. If I weren't able to do both of those things. I said that while Joyce was drinking her lemon water, and she's like, Dave, don't. No, I'm trying to drink here. Don't say things like that while I'm drinking.
I don't want to throw up. I can't throw up.
Oh, I thought you were going to laugh.
No, I felt like I was going to vomit. I got like some bad feeling.
They like it. They do. The llamas.
Okay, come on, let's move on.
All right, let's move on.
And in a high note.
And meet this
Thank
show.
the friends of the Daverhood.
Thank you, everybody who watches the show. As I said, I don't know if we'll have a guest next week or I'm assuming things will work and we'll do a show. Maybe, yeah, he seems like an interesting fella, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, really, really appreciate all of you, your support, your eyes, your ears, watching the show. DavesGoneBy.com for the archives. Hope you had a fine Valentine's Day, by the way. We didn't even talk about that. That was Monday. We didn't really, what did we do? We
mentioned
got
the
food.
elliptical.
Yeah.
And you got good, what kind of food did we get?
I don't recall. We got special food for my birthday. For this week? Or was that, I think on Valentine's Day we maybe we got something good.
You got some Chinese food. You got me the
Oh yeah, you didn't like it. It was too much tofu.
I can't have that much protein. So I'm a vegetarian also, so I prefer vegetables over, I'll go with, most Chinese places they call it something. It's like the 3 strongest green vegetables. It's like squash.
Right.
The pea pods and the delicious broccoli. They call it something. It has a name. It's
spy balloon. I think.
No, it's not spy balloon because spy balloon would be like
it'd be very chewy.
Orange or something.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
Anyway, I hope you had a fine Valentine's Day, whatever you decided to do.
Love what you do.
Whether you were single or married or divorced, come to think of it.
I'm sure they sold a lot of that wine on the holiday.
I'll betcha. Anyway, have a great one. We intend to see you next week. Follow DavesGoneBy.com and the Facebook page to find out who'll be on, when we'll be on, assume we'll be on, and have a great week. And gone by.
Dave's gone by. Dave's gone by. Take off the day. Dave's gone by. Take off the day.
And, oh wait, where'd it go? And by the way, pick up your latest copy of Gastroenterology today.